Hi, I'm Christy and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you've never been here before. In today's video, I have a fall book haul for you. So I'm filming this kind of the beginning of October, so I have books that I hauled all through September, whether they were book boxes, special editions I purchased, new favorites, used historicals I purchased, books I was sent from publishers, and just things like that. And then I have books as well that I've gotten through October so far, so I have about 30 plus to get through, so let's just get into it. First up, I'm going to do the historicals. I only have a few here to share. So first up, I was sent from the publisher To Catch a Raven by Beverly Jenkins. This is the third book in her Women Who Dare series. I read this one and really enjoyed it. And this one, the heroine is tasked to go undercover by the government to find the Declaration of Independence, which was stolen. And so they believe that a certain man stole the Declaration of Independence, and they send the heroine to go undercover in his house as a housekeeper. And she is sent with the hero, and he is sent to play kind of the driver and things like that at the house as well. And they're also supposed to play a married couple. And then I was also sent from the publisher a finished copy of How the Wallflower Was Won by Ava Lee. This is the second book in the Last Chance Scoundrels series. Basically, the heroes in this series, they all got in trouble from their parents and are kind of threatened to, like, if you don't marry within the year, you're going to be cut off. So they're all trying to find brides. And the heroine actually needs a husband as well. So this one is a marriage of convenience. She needs a husband to kind of be able to enter herself into this like intellectual society. This one actually just came out the end of September. Then I won a copy of Duke Most Wicked by Lenora Bell. This is an ARC copy, but she signed it. I won a giveaway for it on Instagram. So Lenora was super sweet and sent a bunch of fun swag with this. So she sent a like red lipstick. She also sent this glasses cleaning cloth and then some fun other stuff. So like a magnet. She sent a bookmark for one of her other books, and then another giant bookmark for another book in the series. I loved this one. This is actually one of my favorites of the year for new historicals that were released. Basically in this, the hero is a duke and he needs to find himself a bride, as well as he's trying to find husbands for all 5 of his sisters, and he ends up falling for his sister's music teacher, which is the heroine. So it has that class difference in it, and I just really loved the romance in this one. Next, I went to the thrift store and actually found this copy of Up All Night with a Good Duke by Amy Rose Bennett. This is one of my favorites of the year. It just released in, I want to say, May or June. I've talked about this one a lot on my channel, but basically the heroine is a school teacher by day and then a gothic romance writer by night. And it's her romance with the hero. He's a duke. He is widowed and a single father to his teenage daughter. Love this one. Love the chemistry, the romance, the conversations in here. This is a really great one to pick up. And I also picked up at the thrift store a copy of A Scot Is Not Enough by Gina Conkle. This is the second book in her series. This series is called A Scottish Treasure. The first book was The Scot Who Loved Me. It was kind of a fun little rompy read, and I thought this one would be fun as well, so I picked it up. And if you follow my Instagram, I always participate in Step Back Saturday. This was one that I had been looking for over a year, trying to find it, and finally found a copy of it. So this is Kristen Hanna's If You Believe. Here is the shiny green cover, and then this is the amazing gorgeous apple step back. So before she started writing historical fictions, Kristen Hanna actually has a ton of mass market romances, and so this is one of them. I'm very curious to check it out. I believe the hero is a fighter and a drifter and ends up at the heroine's apple farm and starts helping her there, and so I believe it is their romance. It sounds really good, and of course, who can turn down that gorgeous step back? Next, I was sent from the publisher Mad About You. I actually didn't request this one, so I was surprised when it showed up. This sounds like a rom-com. Basically, it says the heroine is a in-demand wedding photographer. She doesn't believe in romance, though, and loathes the idea of marriage. So then when her longtime partner proposes, she panics and ends up being single and doesn't want to live in the same apartment as him anymore, so she needs a new one. And then enter the hero. He's a hopeless romantic who just experienced his own wedding-related disaster. So it goes from strangers to roommates to friends to lovers, I'm assuming. So this actually sounds pretty fun, and I'll probably pick it up. I was also sent a copy of Bad Girl Reputation by Elle Kennedy. This is the second book in her series, which I actually did not enjoy the first book, so I'm actually a little wary to pick this one up. Again, I did not request this, but the publisher sent it to me. This series has been set in like a small coastal town, and in this one, I believe it is a second chance romance, as the heroine returns home for her mother's funeral, and then she ends up running into her ex-boyfriend, and so they see each other often in the small town. This one actually might be good because it is a second chance romance, which I do enjoy. So hopefully I'll like this one better than the first book in the series. Next, I was sent a copy of A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy from Valentine PR. They will randomly send me books that I don't request, but that they know like the tropes that I enjoy. And so they sent me this one. This one is supposed to be a dark romance with an alpha hero, I believe a billionaire hero, enemies to lovers. So it sounds really good, and I'm excited to check it out. And then Valentine PR also sent me a copy of Teacher by Fiona Cole. This is in her Voyeur series, which I really love. I've actually read half of the series, and this is one that I haven't read, so I was really excited to get it. So this one has age gap, it is BDSM, it has friends to lovers. This series is basically like before Salacious Players Club was a series by Sarah Kate. This series was it. So this is the Voyeur series. I know she has a new novella coming out in the series this month that I'm excited to check out, and I'm excited to check this one out as well. All right, so now we're going to be getting into the books that I purchased. So first up is The Words by Ashley Jade. I love the blue on this one. This is a chunky book. I believe the book is almost 700 pages, but it's definitely worth the read. I just read this one at the very beginning of October and had to have a copy. I'll also be seeing Ashley Jade at the Love in Vegas event at the end of October, so I wanted to get this one signed from her. A contemporary romance, basically a rock star romance with a little bit of a second chance situation happening. The hero and the heroine knew each other in high school, had a little moment, went their separate ways, they become enemies, and the hero is with a really popular rock band. They just won a Grammy. He gets into an accident and actually needs a handler, and so his team needs somebody who isn't going to sleep with him because so far everybody else who's supposed to be handling him has slept with him. So the bandmate tells the manager of somebody who hates him and would never sleep with him, so they ask the heroine to come kind of babysit him, and then it ends up becoming their second chance. This one, like I said, it's almost 700 pages, but it's one of those books that definitely didn't feel like it was that long. It was definitely worth the read. Lots of angst in this one, and I really enjoyed it. Then I had to get Devil of Dublin by B.B. Easton. This is one of my favorite reads that I read in September. So I talk about this one a ton in my September end of month wrap up, but basically this is a contemporary dark romance with the hero and heroine meeting when they're children. So it has that very like soulmates, fated mates vibe going on. They meet in Ireland. The whole book is set in Ireland. They both have very tortured, traumatic pasts. The hero grows up to be a hitman for the Irish mob or mafia. And so they meet again as adults and it becomes their romance. Definitely lots of action in this one. They're on the run a lot. Yeah, this is very beautiful and love this book, so I needed a copy. Then I grabbed Reckless Refuge by Catherine Cowles. She has such beautiful books. Love the watercolors there and the floral on the back. This is a book in the Wrecked series, which I actually need to get back to. Reread the first book and then finish the series out, but I know this one is a favorite. The paperback was on sale recently, as well as the ebook was free. Might still be free if you want to check. And then I know the audio was discounted and on sale as well. I wanted to grab this one just because I think it'll be a favorite of mine as well. Next up, I have a bunch from the Brutal Birthright series by Sophie Lark. I binged the series in September and loved it and enjoyed it. This is Mafia Romance, pretty much Mafia light. I'll be seeing Sophie Lark in Love in Vegas at the end of October as well, so I wanted to get my favorites to get signed by her. I did end up pre-ordering it from her Love in Vegas signing, the two original covers for Brutal Prince and Stolen Air that I'm going to be picking up from her in Vegas because she doesn't have those for sale anymore online. So first up, I grabbed the illustrated edition of Brutal Prince, which is the first book in the series. This is one of my favorites, so I really wanted both covers, the original that I'm going to be grabbing from her in Vegas, as well as the special edition cover. These special edition copies actually come, they're illustrated as well, so they have little prints inside the books as well. So there are some scenes done by an artist. There are some steamy scenes in here as well, which I will not show. I definitely had to have this one. I love Ada, she's my number one. Love the strawberries on here, which definitely, once you read the story, you understand the meaning of that. So yeah, that's Brutal Prince. Then actually my second favorite in the series is Blakeheart. I love Dante so much. So this is book 4 in the series. So I had to have his edition. This one is a second chance romance. Then one of my other favorites is Broken Vow. This is book 5 in the series. This one has like a cold, icy, grumpy heroine. And then the hero, he is a cowboy and her bodyguard. Love this romance so much. And Heavy Crown is book 6 and the last in the series. Had to have this one as well. I did enjoy this romance. It's not one of my favorites, but I think I gave it like 4 stars, but it has a great epilogue and ending to the series that then leads into the Kingmakers series. Speaking of the Kingmakers series, I just binged those in the beginning of October, and so I had to have a copy of The Bully, which is the 3rd book in the series and one of my favorites. This one is an amazing anti-hero bully romance. Dean's character has so much growth throughout the series, and I really enjoyed seeing his story in this one. Then I ordered the Jennifer Hartman box from Cover to Cover, so these are the 3 editions that they did. If you line them all up, they have this heartbeat moment, which I love. So first up is The Wrong Heart. I love that foiling and the gold on there. Hopefully it shows. And of course, one of her most popular, Still Beating. This one, I love how the heartbeat moment kind of comes around and has that ocean scene there. And then the last one is Lotus. Hopefully that shows up, but it has like really tiny little textured raised edges all around the cover and on the back as well. So it kind of gives it a shiny quality. It came with some art as well, which I'm not too crazy about, but it is what it is. So here is one of the art prints. Another one. This one's probably the prettiest. And it came with some bookmarks as well, which I'm just now finally opening. Oh, so that's fun. So it came with the books and then a quote from the book. So there's for Lotus and the quote on the back. And then for The Wrong Heart. I love a matching bookmark moment. And they are all signed, but they're kind of that digitally signed printed one. So I am actually going to see Jennifer Hartman in Vegas. I might take these and get them signed from her personally. I don't know. Is that something that people do? Do you take like digitally signed books and then if you meet the author, do you have them sign it? Let me know in the comments. And then speaking of Jennifer Hartman, I had actually ordered this copy of it as well, the original, since I'm seeing her at Love in Vegas at the end of the month, and I wanted to get this one signed. This is a dark romance where the hero and heroine are held captive together. They have to do some things together as well as they get attacked as well, and then it ends up becoming their romance after the fact. They really connect over the trauma that they went through. It also has a little bit of forbiddenness because the heroine is the hero's fiance's sister. Then I won a signed copy of Penpal by JT Geisinger on like an Instagram giveaway. I really enjoyed this one. It's definitely not what it was originally marketed as. It's more erotic thriller, so just know that going in, but I did enjoy it for what it was. Next up, I get the Trope of the Month box by Hello Lovely every month, which they always do a new trope every month. It comes with a book and then some swag like a bookmark or a sticker, things like that. All the copies are special edition covers. They come signed as well from the author, so it's a really great deal. I believe it's like $35, but I am a rep for them, so if you use my code, you can save 15% on your box, which of course is where also all the tees that I wear are from as well. So if you ever want to use that discount code, it is linked in the description of all of my videos. So this month, I don't even remember what the trope was, but this one is Liar by Fiona Cole. This is part of her Voyeur series. I love the green that they did on this. Like I mentioned, it's signed as well, so it says Lie a Little by Fiona Cole. Love that. And this one came with some stickers. And with this sticker, Spice Queen. The hotter the book, the happier I'll be. Then I saw the Bookworm box was doing a special edition of a Nikki Sloan, and I love the Doctor from her Nashville Neighborhood series. So this is this one. I love that special edition cover. This is an age gap situation. This one is signed from the author, and then it has like a little letter from her and a bookmark as well. And then another Trope of the Month Hello Lovely box. This one is Cruel Devil by Daniela Romera. I love the raised kind of embossed text on that one. This one is signed, and then it came with like a matching little postcard. Then I have a couple favorites from Devaney Perry that I hauled recently. If you know, I've been binging all of her books. I'm almost caught up. So this is Riffs and Refrains. This is a Rockstar music series, a collab series she did with Serena Bowen and Rebecca Yarros. My favorite in the series, which was hers, of course. This one is a small town romance second chance. The heroine is the drummer of the band Hush Note, which is the name of the series. And then the hero, he's also a single father. So it is their romance. I really love this one. This is actually one of my favorite Devaney Perry books. Then next I grabbed The Birthday List by Devaney Perry as well. This is the first book in her Mason Jar duet series. This is one of my favorites from her. This one has a really tragic prologue. So the heroine is basically about to celebrate her 1-year anniversary with her husband when he ends up tragically passing away. Then it cuts to, I believe, a few years later, and she's finally trying to, get back into life. And her husband had always had this birthday list. So instead of like a bucket list, he had a birthday list where he would track things down he wanted to do by certain birthdays and things like that. So she has decided to take on the list for him and kind of complete all of these things that he wanted to do. In doing so, she's at like a karate class, and she ends up meeting the hero. He's actually the karate instructor as well as the cop who came and told her the news the night that her husband had passed away. So there's definitely some angst in there as well. This is a really beautiful, emotional book from Devaney Perry. And then I've had this one, but I don't believe I've hauled it yet. So this is Indigo Ridge, the first book in the Edens series by Devaney Perry. This is a special edition that Bell Book Box did. So there's that gorgeous blue. And then I love those sprayed edges. Hopefully it shows up there. Like mountain scene on there. They always do really beautiful editions, so it has that in the beginning. It is signed by the author as well. Bell Book Box always does really gorgeous editions. This is their contemporary romance box. They're also the sister box, and they do Mystic Box, which are their darker romances, as well as Arcane Society, which does like paranormal and fantasy books. And so then in September, I also finished Devaney Perry's Runaway series. I binged that. There's 5 books in the series, but I wanted to have this complete special edition set that she did, which is a hardcover for all the books in the series. So if you can see, it's like a map, and then it continues on here, and then it continues on the back. So it came signed by Devaney, as well as here is the postcard for the print of what's all over the book. So basically the series, Devaney was inspired by the Boxcar children mystery books. She loved those growing up, and I was always wondering like what would have happened to those children if they were adults, and like where would their stories have gone. So she was kind of inspired by that. This follows 6 of the Runaways. They were all raised in like a junkyard in California together. Now they are adults, and they're all spread out over the US. And so one of them has the red convertible that a couple of them lived in the junkyard. So she decides to go on a road trip. So along the way, they kind of each end up finding their HEA, and then the next friend ends up taking over the car and driving it. So those are all the stops that it takes along their journey. So I really loved this series. I knew that she had done this hardcover edition like a year ago, but I hadn't read the series at the time, so I didn't buy it. And so when I finished the series, I knew I wanted this edition for my bookshelf. I checked her website and it wasn't available anymore. So I actually messaged her and was like, hey, like, are you ever going to restock this? Like, do I have any hope of ever getting a copy? And then she said that actually, like, I just restocked it like 5 minutes ago. So I went on there and bought it so fast. Now, after I posted it on Instagram, quite a few friends messaged me and commented wanting a copy as well. And so they bought it as well. And then I checked as of today when I'm filming, like it was no longer available, but maybe just check back because I think she does restock them. Then I ordered the special edition copy of Wolf Song by TJ Klune from Waterstones, which is in the UK. Saw they were doing this special signed edition, so I had to have it. And then the sprayed edges on the side, kind of that lime green on the bottom and then the darker teal on top. And this will just look really pretty. I have 2 other special edition copies from TJ Klune, so this will look really beautiful with those on the shelves. And then from Fake Crate, I actually ordered this Wraith Kings box set back in February, and then it finally just shipped and they got them out in September. It was definitely worth the wait though. This box set is really beautiful. It has this gorgeous slip case that keeps both books in the series in there. So it came with Radiance and Eidolon, the first and second book in the series that follow the same couple. Here are those gorgeous, shiny, holographic sprayed edges. Here is Radiance. Hopefully it picks it up, but this little like silver starlight falling moments are really, really gorgeous. They both came signed from Grace Draven, and then their naked covers are really gorgeous as well. So this is for Radiance, and it says Prince of Night. And then the book sleeve is art as well. So there is that moment. And then here is Eidolon, the second book in the series. So again, it has those falling silver sparkle moments all over. This also has a gorgeous naked cover. They're like opposite colors. And then this one says Woman of Day. And then this beautiful art print as well on the dust jacket. So they did a really great job with the series. It's definitely worth the wait. Like I mentioned, I purchased this back in February. It sold out, and then they finally shipped these in September. So those are all the books I have for the haul today. Let me know in the comments if you read any of these books, if you picked up any of these ones I talked about, or what the last book that you hauled was. I'd love to chat about it in the comments. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I'll see you in my next one.